What up, team? Welcome to the SPACs Attack. We doing, team? How we doing? Welcome to the SPACs Attack, where we talk everything SPAC. So if you know what I'm talking about, definitely smash the like button. Let us know where you get the SPAC information from. Hey, and tell your friends if they need to learn about SPACs, get them on to the right show. Welcome, my friends, and let's bring on the man, the legend, Chris Katje.
Oh. Hey,
what's up?
Mitch,
What's up,
going
dude?
on?
What's going on, man? Hey, you guys can see from that smile, the legend right there. The legend Chris here, guys. So definitely, hey, let him know that you guys appreciate his hard work. Hit the like button. Let's see what's going on out there. What's up, Chris? We got a cool show today.
We do have a cool show. I hope everyone is excited. We're going to be doing our own take on March Madness. Putting together a bracket with some completed SPACs and asking you, our viewers, in the chat to pick your favorite for the rest of 2021. So exciting show. We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Hey, well, there's definitely a deal out there, so we'll talk about that deal. And at the end of the day, guys, you know, this is the time to have some fun. Start talking about some SPACs. We're gonna get into a little entertainment a little bit later. You know, we're mostly a show that focuses strictly on information. So today we'll have a little fun, guys. So definitely smash the like button, hit the share button, let them know. We are going through the March SPACness today, guys. All right, but Chris, before we get into the March SPACness, let's get into our headlines. So take us back.
All right, guys. Yeah, so let's get to some headlines today. And as Mitch said, we do have a deal to talk about today. So definitely want to get to that as well. Before we get to that event that we have planned for later on today. So up first, we have VCVC. This is the company taking RE Automotive public, an Israeli electric vehicle startup. So they unveiled today a new offering called RE Corners, which is proprietary systems that fuse all the vital parts of an EV together. So exciting technology. We, of course, did an interview with RE Automotive before, talking about, how they can work with several different electric vehicle, providers from class 1 all the way up, how they can work with, gas-powered vehicles, electric-powered vehicles, fuel cell, just all across the board. So that new proprietary system out today, definitely a positive step in that right direction for the future of electrified mobility going forward. Then we did have some earnings last night. So want to highlight those. So we have LUTZ, ticker LOTZ. This is car lots. So online car sales, the company reported a quarterly loss of $1.30 per share, which was lower than last year. $37 million in sales this quarter, which was up 40%. From the prior year. So they're now guiding for first quarter revenue to be between 42 million and 46 million, and full year fiscal 2021 sales of 335 to 375. Keep an eye on LOTZ. They did announce that they're expanding into some other states, but again, this one has been a laggard since it went public. And there is quite a bit of competition coming out there in the online car sales market. So shares down 5% today. Looks like, that earnings report was not positively received by investors. So keep an eye out on that one going forward. And then we had STPK reported earnings last night. So this is the SPAC taking STEM public. So they announced that revenue more than doubled in 2020. and it was 10% above the outlook that they originally provided at their merger announcement. So again, we've talked about how that is a huge positive when these companies, are reporting their earnings after those SPAC deals or while those SPAC deals are going through. If they can come in above what was laid out in those investor presentations versus some of these companies that are having to guide down from what they originally shared with SPAC investors. So they're leaving their guidance unchanged going forward, with fiscal 2021 being a 4 times revenue increase that they believe is covered by their contracted backlog already in place. And then they updated that they expect that business combination to be closed in early second quarter of 2021. So definitely keep STPK on your watch. We have GNOG, Golden Nugget Online Gaming, a sports betting and iGaming company. They announced today that they won an online sports betting license in the state of Virginia. So again, with the sports betting companies, it's all about, getting into additional states, getting into states that already are, legalized, states that have pending legislation. So Virginia, a state that already has sports betting, they gain entry there, to help take on that market. So keep an eye out on GNOG there. I know that's one we've talked about over the past couple weeks. Then we have CCIV, which I do own shares in. Of course, known merger with LUTZ Motors. Company will be on Mad Money with Jim Cramer tonight. We shared this information with you yesterday, as Cramer mentioned it early in the morning on CNBC. Once again, LUTZ Motors getting lots of love on CNBC today, ahead of that appearance at 6 p.m. I also saw that David Faber tweeted out yesterday, that he got to sit in and see a new LUTZ Motors vehicle. So he shared that with his audience as well. So definitely lots of, hype around LUTZ Motors from the CNBC team. I'm looking forward to that interview. Maybe we'll hear, some new items out of Peter Rawlinson. But look for CCIV to continue the momentum up today ahead of that appearance. Then our movers yesterday. So we have NGA up 16%. I do own shares of NGA. This is Lion Electric. They announced details of that new battery manufacturing plant in Canada. We talked about that on the show yesterday. No surprise that this one ended up double digits. This is an exciting company. We, of course, had that interview not too long ago with Lion Electric as well. So look towards NGA here, to be a leader in the electric vans, buses, and vehicle market. And they're going to use their own battery technology, for some of those vehicles going forward. And then yesterday's announced deals, we had DFNS up 2%, RACA down 1%, and GNRS down 1%. So, 3 announced deals yesterday. Only one of them ended the day positive, which is the trend we've seen, lately, unfortunately. So be prepared to follow the stock throughout the trading day to possibly take advantage of those pops to sell, or to be prepared to, hold on to your shares for the long run here, or for the redemption at net asset value, as shares have typically fallen in that first day after the announcement. Then we turn to some rumors. So we have LATN rumored to be taking Colombian soft gel maker ProCaps public through that SPAC deal. That could value the company at $1 billion. This is an interesting one to me, and I'm keeping an eye on LATN here, because the soft gels could end up being a thing behind the thing for the pharmaceutical companies, to make those pills, create those pills that all these drug companies need going forward. So this SPAC deal actually looks attractive to me, especially right at this $10 price point that we're seeing for LATN. Then we have German solar car firm Sono Motors exploring a IPO or SPAC deal, according to sources. No tickers mentioned, and again, this could end up going traditional IPO route, but I'm thinking a SPAC deal gets done here. Now I'll be interested to see if we do get some tickers thrown out. Otherwise, we can look for some of those SPACs that, have mentioned Europe as a target, or any ones with connections to Germany. I know BTAQ, which I own shares in, has the former CEO and chairman of SAP. So there are some ties there with that one. So you could probably keep an eye at that one. But right now we're in the early stages. And then we have StoreDot nearing a $3.5 billion SPAC deal. So they have a 5-minute battery charging technology. So this could be a big one. It was kind of compared to like a QuantumScape, a breakthrough battery technology. Right now, it's more for smaller vehicles, not, huge electric vehicles yet. But 5-minute charging technology could really be a breakthrough. This one could be well received by the market when they announce, because this is a company, that got some news for that technology, and people really want to see it go public. So, the normal tickers I would throw out here, we have BTAQ, which I do own because this is Israeli technology, and they were targeting that market. We have Quell, QELL, which is, exploring electric vehicle space. And then a couple others I would throw out would be SCLE, which has the former director of Blink Charging, and kind of looking in that charging or sustainability space. We have VTIQ, of course, the company that took NKLA public, that I think wants redemption with this new deal. And they do have some former GM executives on board. And then also ticker IVAN, which has mentioned battery as a specific area of focus. But again, this is just, the rumors out there that they will go public, and just some ticker ideas from me. Make sure you do your own due diligence. And then turning to our deal, we have FTCV. This is FinTech Acquisition Corp 5, taking eToro public. So eToro, a social investment network company. This deal values the company at $10.4 billion, a large $650 million pipe, including SoftBank, Third Point, and Fidelity. Current FinTech Acquisition Corp 5 shareholders will own 2.4% of the company after the merger. eToro, growing, offers commission-free fractional equity investments, crypto assets, and the ability to replicate other investors' portfolios. Introduced Bitcoin trading in 2013. In 2020, 44% of assets were in equities, 32% in commodities, 16% in crypto, and 8% in currencies. They added 5 million new registered users in 2020, had 17.5 million registered accounts at the end of 2020. In January of this year, they had 18.7 million registered users. And according to today's investor presentation, that total is now over 20 million here in March. So back in 2019, they used to add an average of 192,000 new users each month. In 2020, that figure more than doubled to 440,000 on average each month. So over 75 million trades made on eToro in the month of January. That's up significantly from the past 2 years. They launched that crypto and social trading in the U.S. in 2019. In the second half of this year, they will also launch stock trading, which is part of their growth plan. In 2020, the European market represented 69% of funded accounts, and America's was only 8%. So definitely room for expansion there. They talk about the total addressable market size increasing thanks to retail participation and, new investing strategies. They're also spending aggressively on marketing. You may have seen some of their commercials, going forward, and they're going to keep up that spending. In 2020, revenue was split 87% from trading revenue that they get on the spreads of those trades, 7% interest income, and 6% currency conversion. $650 million of revenue in 2020, up 147% year over year, compounded annual growth of 78% from fiscal 2016 to fiscal 2020. Going forward, they see revenue of $1.0 billion in 2021, $1.2 billion in 2022, and $1.55 billion in fiscal 2023. They are EBITDA positive, $95 million in 2020. Shares were up 15% this morning in pre-market trading. Looks like they have fallen a little bit from those highs, but again, this is one that people were waiting on for a while with eToro. The big questions here are valuation. This was done at over $10 billion when their last funding round valued the company at $2.5 billion. And as I mentioned, shareholders of FTCV are only getting 2.4% of the company after this merger because, again, this is a smaller SPAC taking a large company public. So pay attention to those figures, but they are growing significantly and spending aggressively on marketing to keep that growth up. So definitely a well-known name with eToro. Then we turn to our calendar. We have the vote today for ROCH, and we have a couple votes on mergers tomorrow. And then tomorrow, of course, we have earnings from RIDE, Lordstown Motors, which I do own shares in. So keeping an eye on that one throughout the trading session today and tomorrow as well. So that's what I've got for headlines in that eToro deal. Back to you, Mitch.
All right, guys. So one thing I am seeing, though, is it's interesting to at least see that at least we're getting some kind of positive reaction from a deal. We can pull up here FTCV here, and you're seeing it starting to rip right now. It actually is funny. It started right when SPAC's attack started. Wonder what's going on there. Hope it's not someone in our chat, but you know how it goes, guys. As soon as SPAC's attack starts, the SPAC's attack start going, baby. So the FTCV up there now, almost a 14. It's really interesting. I'm watching SPACs. I got to be honest, Chris. I haven't been too excited. My portfolio of $10 really hasn't paid off the most. The one SPAC that I probably could have made a big gainer on was CCIV, but I never had it into the account before the explosion. But definitely going to keep an eye on these. I did sell some of my SPACs. And the reason why was because look at CTAC. This was one SPAC that I had, guys, that I got rid of yesterday. Full disclosure, not in it anymore, but it announces it looks like it's going to rip. It had really good pre-market look, and then the open comes and it just washes out, guys. This is what we're seeing with a lot of deals now, just not getting the same pump. So you got to be careful. You got to pick winners now. And so if you got to pick winners, it becomes a different game here, guys. So be careful out there. I definitely went to more cash because I want to get into more momentum names that are actually moving than being stuck in certain ones and waiting for a deal and then seeing something like this happen. So I went back to about 50% cash in that account, and I'll be looking to make some new positions. So doesn't mean that I won't be getting into SPACs. Just means that I probably won't be playing the $10 hold game, as I'm just not seeing it pay out right now. All right. Let's have some fun. Let's get into some fun time now. Let's get into the March Madness time. I know that you guys are all probably sports fans out there. So definitely, if you like March Madness, let's see the rocket. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and figure out how we're going to do this a little bit here. So one thing I want to point out is that we're just trying to have a good time here, guys. So this doesn't really necessarily have to do with seeding. We did seed it out a little bit, but we didn't go too far in depth in there. But we're just going to have some fun. If you like one company, we'll state it as 1, and then we'll state the other company as 2. You guys will put it in the chat, and we'll move them on to the second round. Today, we're going to go through the West and the East kind of segment here. Let me go ahead and put up the whole thing here so you guys can see this. So, this would be the whole bracket. Today, we're just going to go through the West and the East. So to kind of start off, we'll start off with the West. Let me know if you guys want me to zoom in further. I was going to zoom in about this much, but if you guys need me to zoom in a little bit more, let me know in the chat. All right, Chris. So looks like we can get this party started. The SPAC miss here. What are you thinking here? At least, okay. Are you a March Madness fan, Chris?
I am a March Madness fan. You're talking to someone who used to, I don't know if I want to say this, but used to uh, stay home sick from school on a Thursday and Friday in March, and then maybe felt better around noontime when those games started to watch some basketball. So I'm a huge March Madness fan. I'm looking forward to the tournament this year. Of course, we missed out on a tournament last year. But hopefully everyone can stay safe and we can make it through a tournament with, limited interruptions, from the teams that are, playing in Indiana. But I'm looking forward to, March Madness, but also looking forward to, we've got March SPACness today, for our dedicated viewers here to kind of have some fun.
All right. So let's go ahead and let's start getting into it here. Let's figure it out and let's start rolling through, guys. So first matchup is going to be, of course, the one and only Romeo Powers here versus CLNN. So if you guys don't know what CLNN is, you're talking about clean nano medicine. So talking about a health stock here. It used to be ticker TOTA. So maybe you guys knew it by that ticker. Was a merger that completed on the 30th of December. And the total return, I mean, if you look at it, the current price is around $14. So what are you guys thinking here? Put a 1 in the chat for Romeo Powers and then 2 for CLNN. Do you know anything a little bit about CLNN, Chris?
I do not know that one as well. It's a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company. But again, bio, not my strength. I don't know a ton about that area. So it would be hard for me to really take a stab at that. Looks like the ones are flying in. I'm going to go ahead and add a 1 there. So Romeo Power, battery technology. This is a stock that I own. Looks like Romeo going to be the winner based on all those ones in the chat. What do you think, Mitch?
Yeah, it looks like we got definitely a winner. I'm actually pulling up the actual YouTube chat here so I can be live with you guys. Our chat is a little bit slow here, so I'm pulling it up the live chat here. Stay with you guys here, but definitely I'm seeing the ones. I think there was only like, what was it, like two twos there?
I think I saw two twos, and I saw
twos.
a zero from someone out there.
All right, guys. So let's keep rolling through here, guys. Gonna keep going. So first winner of our day is gonna be Romeo. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight it. I'll be coming out with a updated kind of bracket for us once we get to round 2. They'll look a lot better, and I'll go ahead and I'll share it with everybody so that everybody can share and we kind of keep moving on. But let's go ahead into the next matchup here. So the next matchup we have is going to be tickers RVPH versus UK. All right. So, hey, guys, these are a little bit unknown. Not that many people probably going to be able to even kind of call these ones out. But hey, guys, let's see what goes on here. So Rivia Pharmaceutical Holdings actually switched over on the 14th of December. That's RVPH. And then we got UK here. UK here is kind of, it looks like a Chinese company. Do you know anything a little bit about this one, Chris?
I'm seeing office space, which, to me, this is a tougher matchup, right? Because we have bio, which I don't know as well. And then we have office space. And to me, office space with the pandemic and the work from home, isn't as attractive as an area here. So I'll let the chat, kind of get going again. Vote 1 for RVPH or 2 for UK. And again, we're looking at which company is going to perform the best from now until the end of the year. If I'm picking, looks like we got some results rolling in. I would have to go 1 just because office space to me is going to be in a downtrend, going forward.
What? You're not getting a new office, Chris? What happened there, man?
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to go with one also there. So we know the winner here, guys. So hey, guys, Office Space probably not going to be winning here. So we'll go with the pharmaceutical, and we'll move on here, guys. Let's keep moving to the next matchup. I know some people are mentioning the team next to it. That's kind of why I left the team next to it. You know, they don't really have anything relationship, but I know certain people are probably going to pick it just because they want that certain team to win. I can't blame you guys. Let's have some fun. All right, next up we got EOS and Vincic Pharma. I'm not sure if I'm reading that right. You know, my horrible grammar here, guys. But the tickers are going to be EOSE versus VINC here, guys. So EOSE, you know, you got EOS Energy. To this one closed on November 16th. At least from the returns, is looking really good. It's showing me a current price around the 20s. So this one's looking pretty decent, and that's why it's a 5 seed here. Let's compare it to the ticker here, the pharmaceutical ticker that we have here. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let me pull up my information I have for this one. That is Vin. All right, so that's a Vinciera Pharma that closed on the 23rd of December, and it's actually around 25, guys. So a good battle here, guys. At least for the price are right now, they're kind of near each other. So anything you want to add to these two, Chris?
You know, no, it's a matchup between two maybe not as well-known SPACs here. Again, I don't want to influence the chat too much. So I'm going to wait a couple seconds here till we get those results rolling in. I'm actually seeing a pretty split matchup here.
Yeah, this one's looking a little split.
So again, this is for EOSE and VINC. You know, I'm a firm believer again in battery technology. So I would have to go EOSE. I do think we have, you know, battery market maybe getting a little crowded, but there's going to be some winners there. So I would pick EOSE.
Oh, it looks like there's some late twos rolling in there. Late twos going in there. Hey, well,
we might have to count this one.
We might. To me, to tell you the truth, the late twos have actually pushed it over, guys. So it looks like the pharmaceutical one is gonna win a close battle here.
Yep,
guys.
I by my count, it looks like VINC moving on.
Yeah, you know, this was probably a buzzer beater right here, Chris. We got our first buzzer beater right here.
There we go.
Our first upset.
What a fun competition, right, guys? Hopefully everyone's enjoying this. This is why we do it. It's all about, you know, our fans, our viewers. So
yeah, this is our first upset. 12 seat beating a 5. Let's
there
keep
you go.
going guys.
So up next, we've got Clever Leaves there. This is a cannabis company, right? And we had them on the show talking about, you know, expansion plans. This is CLVR. And then we have Arco Holdings, ARKO, which is a convenience store company. This is a tougher one for me because I think, you know, both of those sectors look pretty bullish going forward, you know, as, you know, with convenience store growth, I still think is there. And cannabis, this is a cannabis player, but not a pure play on the U.S. market yet because they're waiting on, you know, federal legalization. So what are we seeing in the chat? Looks like we're seeing some ones for Clever Leaves. You know, I may be a little biased here, but I would have to give the one since Clever Leaves appeared on SPAC's Attack right here. And Arco we haven't heard from. So no offense to Arco, but my vote would be for CLVR.
So it looks like Arco's getting the boot just because they haven't been on the SPAC's Attack. So Arco, if you're listening, get on the SPAC's Attack, man. Get with us. But definitely, hey, let's just say I love the leaves. If you know what I mean, guys. All right, so I'm going to stick with Clever here, guys. Clever takes the win here, takes the win. Just to give you an idea, guys, so Clever closed on December 18th, my birthday. How could I not like them? and give you an insight. They're up to $13. I can't blame them. I was probably buying Clever on that day, but it wasn't the stock. Let's just say that. And kind of moving on here, let's keep going, guys. Let's get into the next matchup of the day. We got Onyx versus the Porch Group. The Porch Group. I don't know who named that, guys, but definitely ID here versus PRCH. Having some good time, guys.
How about
definitely
that ticker, though? For if you're going to call your company Porch Group, why not have the ticker Porch? I mean, they nailed it. They nailed it.
I think people are just going to select Porch Group just because it's Porch.
Yeah,
let's take a look here.
So ID is online car part sale, and Porch is software for home services. So go ahead, guys, drop a 1 or a 2, for ID versus PRCH here. Again, I don't want to influence too much, but I would actually have to go with Porch here. I think supporting software for home services as we really turn to everything being done online. I think the home area a little bit more attractive than maybe ID, which is selling car parts online, which with the push to electrification of vehicles, may just be a little outdated. So what do you think, Mitch? Who you taking in this matchup?
Well, I'd point out first ID down to around $7. So that gives us a little bit of insight where that one is right now. And then if we look at the Porch, and let me find the Porch. So I have so many tickers here. Give me 1 second here, guys. All right, so that one looks like we're trading kind of in a good area here. Looks like it's up. Looks like, hold on, let me get the closing price here. Looks like we closed on December 24th here. So it's going to be interesting to see where this one kind of gets to. Pricing, and looks like the size of it was 172 million. Let me see the price. I'm kind of drawing a blank here for the price.
Looks like Porch is 1967 today.
19, guys. So, hey, looks like the Porch is going to win. The lights looks on the Porch.
Yep, more 2s. So we have another upset here with Porch. And again, these seeds in these rankings are just for fun. Please don't be too critical of our bracket here. But another upset, with Porch Group moving on.
All right. Let's move on to another favorite as the light on the Porch has been set and moving on here. So let's go ahead and move on to Golden Nugget here. I'm pretty sure some people are going to be struggling on that other one. That's GCMG there, guys. So this one doesn't look like that much of a battle. This looks like your classic March Madness matchup where you got a top seed versus the lower seed here. So I'm sure we'll probably see some ones start rolling through here, but definitely it's going to be interesting. You guys have heard some good news from GNOG. We'll see what happens with that one. It's been interesting without a doubt, but we need to see what happens with this one over the next couple of days to see the continuation, if it can get that run, that real run. That's what I'm looking for. You see it moving with RSI, so it's going to be interesting to watch. But, hey, let's see it. I expected it. There's the ones rolling through.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone even knows GCMG is an asset management company, but that doesn't matter today because this is March Madness. This is March SPACness. I feel like at least through the first couple of rounds, you have to go with the sports betting companies because we are talking about March Madness, which, after a layoff last year, you're going to see record numbers for bets this year. So I would also go GNOG, even though it's not my favorite in the space. It is one of my favorite spaces.
Well, Kansas moves on. We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. All right, let's keep moving on here, guys. So let's move on to the next big matchup here. We got an interesting one here. 7 versus a 10 seed here. BurgerFi BFI versus 180 Degree Life Sciences here. And that's ATNF. This one's an interesting battle here. Chris, anything to add on this one?
ATNF, so, a bio company, again, not as familiar with. BFI, BurgerFi, which is fast casual burger chain. So 1 for BFI, 2 for ATNV. I'll say that the thing I like about BFI is they just added Martha Stewart to the board of directors, and looks like they're doing a influencer campaign with Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and really going after marketing here. So to me, I would have to lean more towards a 1 for BFI here.
Yeah, definitely. I'd have to take a look here. I've eaten some BurgerFi. I like some life sciences. To tell you the truth, I'm going to go with an upset here. I'm going with 2. Forget the BurgerFi. It's not a big enough burger for me. That's my opinion.
You might be on your own there. I'm seeing lots of 1s. I don't know if I've seen a 2 roll in. So
anyone want to
join?
My boy Brad
with the 2?
My boy Brad
last call.
Great burgers, Carl. Where are you eating these?
Last call, no 2s. Looks like we're moving on. BurgerFi.
Let's keep moving on. There's my boy Brad. All right, let's go on to the next battle. Looks like the Burgers won today. The BurgerFi wins today, guys. So keeping on here. To tell you the truth, BurgerFi, I don't like the fries, man. I don't like the fries. Not my favorite, but let's keep going. All right, let's go ahead into the next big battle here. Rush Street Interactive, top seed number 2 here versus Danamir Scientific here. This is going to be RSI versus DNMR.
Yeah, and Mitch, you created quite the matchup here because normally, Danimer, they're in that plastics and sustainability space, which I like, and this has been a pretty well received SPAC. I think trading. We've got 46.95, but again, Rush Street Interactive, trading above 20 now, sports betting and iGaming. This one might be, kind of split in the chat. So again, 1 for RSI, 2 for DNMR. I would have to go 1 for Rush Street because, again, it's all about sports betting this week with March Madness, but this one could go either way.
Hey guys, just to give you some insight here, looks like we're getting some insight from Happy. If you guys want to know a little bit more about 180 Life Science Corp, thank you, Happy, for putting up some information. We appreciate that. Let's keep rolling through here. But yeah, so one that I'm looking at here is in Danamir Scientific is up at $47, guys. I don't know if RSI is going to be able to compete with that price. You might just have what they call here a story breaker. Is it a win? Is it a tie? Let's see. Let's go to the chat. I'm seeing ones.
It looks like about 7 1s, 4 or 5 2s, and someone calling a tie. So not quite enough to push DNMR through. So looks like RSI gets the win here in a gritty match.
I was trying to start the storybook story here for Danamir, but it looks like Rush Street wins. Can't blame him. My man Nick Lowe wins again. Let's keep going here. Let's keep going, guys. So that's going to do it for the West here, guys. So for the West here, we already got our selections here. So moving on, we got Romeo Power, Rivia Pharmaceuticals, Vencira Pharma. We got Clever Leaves. We got the Porch Group. We got Golden Nugget. We got BurgerFi and Rush Street. I'll go ahead and I'll be moving these on to round 2 and make it kind of a little bit better graphic here for us to go ahead and start sharing. As we get closer and closer, we're going to take more in-depth approach to these companies so that we can actually get into a little bit more information, giving you guys some levels and stuff like that. For right now, let's just continue having some fun. Let's go back. Let's get into the East section now and get into some more companies here, some more battles. All right. So first, top seed Michigan is under Desktop Metals. My man Joel should be pushing up here. If you guys don't know Joel O'Connor from Pre-Market Prep, my man's probably smashing right now the one. So, hey guys, what do you think? DM versus UTZ here. UTZ. What a battle, right, Chris?
Yeah, so UTZ was an unloved one for a while. This is a snacking company that's actually over 25. It's been one of the better performing closed deals. that kind of just didn't have a ton of interest, when it first was announced. But Desktop Metal, a heavyweight here, 3D printing. It, of course, is in the PRNT ETF from ARC. We just talked about it the other day. No surprise, I'm seeing lots of ones roll in. I don't even need to vote, but if I was voting, it would be for Desktop Metal, a 1 here.
Dude, just 3D print those chips. Hey, well, we already know who won this one. I don't need to get into it. The top seed wins again. No upset here, guys. Desktop Metal's moving on. This is going to get interesting here, guys. So this is going to be an interesting battle here, guys. So Ride versus GB here, Global Blue. So you guys know Ride getting kind of hit hard right now. LSU taking 9 losses. I'd put them in there right there. 8 seed seemed fitting for Ride. Used to be looking like a top seed Ride, but dropping down to the middle of the pack here. And that's why we got them at the 8. So what do you think about this battle here? Do you know anything about that, Global Blue?
So Global Blue is a payment and shipping company, which online payments and shipping, definitely a sector to watch with the growth of e-commerce. Full disclosure, I do own shares of Lordstown Motors. I think we're going to see a recovery from that short report. They report earnings tomorrow. I think that's going to be a key going forward. So, some of you will be able to, if Lordstown advances, we'll be able to make that next round decision off of those earnings tomorrow. So I would push through Lordstown Motors, the 1, but again, vote 1 for Lordstown Motors, 2 for GB Global Blue.
Hey, well, as you guys can see, there's a reason why this is an 8 and 9 battle, and you seeing the 1s, the 2s. We don't know who wins.
I'm seeing lots of 2s.
Let's see what else. I saw 3 1s, 4 2s so far. So we need a couple more votes. We need a couple more votes, guys. Don't hang out in the back. Be a part of us. Hit the 1 or the 2. And while you're at it, definitely, guys, smash that like button for us, guys. Smash it up. Let's get this out.
We got some late 1s coming in there. I think we broke that tie.
I love the black right here. Ride or die.
Ride or die, baby.
Ride or die, baby. Hey, I can't blame you on the ride or die, man. Hey,
that was a close one, but I think
was a close one. That was a close one, guys. So I think we're gonna push Ride through here, but it was definitely close there. So Ride pushing on through, or I'll have to save that joke for 1 down at the end. But all right, let's keep rolling through here, guys. Let's roll through the next battle here. This is gonna be an interesting battle. This used to be a top seed, used to be a number 1 seed here, guys. Colorado, 22 and 8 here. But it got hit with a snowstorm and it dropped down to the 5th seed here, guys. So we're talking about LAZR versus High Peak Energy here, HPK, LAZR. The technologies are there. What's up, Chris? What do you know about these?
Yeah, so push 1 for LAZR, 2 for HPK. This is a battle of LiDAR technology for new vehicles versus an oil company powering old vehicles. So talk about a new versus old matchup. The thing about High Peak here is shares are, under 7, and oil has actually been, on a pretty impressive run, and those oil stocks moving higher. And there are 6 LiDAR companies out there. So this could be an interesting one when you think about which one will have the better 2021. Looks like the ones rolling in for LAZR. That would be my pick as well.
Yeah, this one's going to be interesting. To tell you the truth, I'd actually might have to go with 2 just because of all the negative press that I've been seeing lately. And because of that, I'm going to go ahead and put a 2. But looks like I might be the only one. No, Rick House wants to join me. There you go. Couple 2s. Happy Muhammad there coming in there. Hey, I can't blame you guys. It's interesting. To me, I just see like energy coming into play faster than LiDAR. That's why I think that I'd go for High Peak here. Yeah. But hey, it looks like the chat's spoken and Luminar is moving on, guys. Moving on. All right, guys. So the next battle is going to be, of course, GOEV versus DMS. So we're talking about a digital media solution company versus an EV play here, but an EV play that has moved up and down. So what do you think about this one, Chris?
Yeah, so push 1 for Go EV, 2 for DMS. This is interesting. Canoe, they unveiled that new vehicle. They do compete against Re Automotive, which we've had on the show. I thought they were going to have an Apple connection, but so far that hasn't played out. And DMS and digital marketing, which I think is an attractive area too. I'm seeing the ones roll in. For me, I would have to go with the 2 here. Because I think, digital media, looks attractive as well. And that price, a little bit more beaten down. So DMS for me.
All right, guys. Well, hey, I'd have to agree with you, Chris. As you know, I'm one of the biggest, I think, bulls in programmatic advertisement, and it's not exactly this, but I think in the end of the day, what you're going to see is it's a big change that's happening in linear kind of television and what you normally are used to seeing in the ads. So pay attention to those digital media solution companies that are going to come in and be experts in this area. So I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with a 2, but let's take a look here. Of course, I got to put Luke in a timeout here for putting up a 3. Where are you coming from, Luke?
Luke,
where
give us a 1 or a 2. Luke, where are you at?
I put him in timeout. He needs 300 seconds. Hold on a second.
I'm seeing a close. I'm seeing a close matchup here. I counted like 10 1s and 8 2s. So unless if we get a couple. I do see a couple last minute 2s. We might be tied at 10 right now. Who's gonna break this tie?
All right. So what's gonna happen here, guys? What's gonna happen? Let's see. Looks like there's 1s, 2s. Oh, now the 2s are coming.
A 2, a 1, a 2.
Oh, looks man. Like the 2s are late at some here. Point. Oh, looks like, hey, might have been my opinion that kind of helped a little bit there. Lean them over.
I think we got to go 2. Those late 2s.
Yeah, let's go with 2. Sorry, Canoe, you lose. We got an upset. Florida State. The Seminoles get knocked out there. Oh no, you didn't win. I gotta say, I hate the Seminoles, guys. I grew up in South Florida. Maybe a Gators fan, but more a UM fan. Never a Florida State fan. All right, let's keep rolling through here, guys. Let's keep rolling. It looks like we're at 12:03, so I need to finish up here.
We got to finish this up.
They're Power hour. You got to wait for us.
All right, what's next?
All right, I'm going to roll through here, guys. So Fusion Fuel versus Advantage Solution here, guys. HTOO versus ADV. Let's see what happens here. Who wins the race? I'm going to go with Fusion Fuel here versus Advantage Solutions because of the future here, but it's going to take some support from the government. Go ahead, guys. Throw a 1 or the 2 there, and let's get into the real battle here. I'm going to help us out. I'll just select Fusion for us, and let's move on to a battle that I really wanted to talk about before we move on. Open Door versus Nikola. Open versus Nikola here. Who wins? Let's see what happens. I want to see these numbers rolling through here, guys.
I want to see the votes for NKLA here. So 1 for Open, 2 for Nikola. Open Door, digital, online home buying versus Nikola. Not a lot to add there for that company, but let's let the chat decide. Vote 1 for Open, 2 for NKLA. Where are we at? Looks like a lot of 1s, Mitch. What do you what do you think?
All right, so it looks like we're getting permission to keep going towards 12:08, 12:10 here. So let's keep it going, guys. Hit the like. Let's do this. I gotta say, let's just push the truck down the hill. Let's push the truck down the hill, guys. Where is it at? There's Edward. My man's trying to push this truck down the hill. I can't blame you. Looks like there's a lot more 1s. All right, we know who wins, guys. Open Door wins. I can't push the truck down to winning. All right, guys, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going here. Next up, we're going to have a battle that we know a little bit about one of these companies. So TRIT versus HOFV. Who's going to win this one? What's going to happen here, Chris? Do you know anything a little bit about TRIT?
Yeah, so guys, push 1 for TRIT. That is a trading and fintech company. Press 2 for HOFV. HOFV, of course, appeared on the show with us. And Hall of Fame Ventures, one of the most beaten down SPACs, trading under $3. The thing that excites me about that one would be that we do have possibly a Hall of Fame game later this year that we did not have last year. We also have the induction Hall of Fame classes, including a stacked class that has Peyton Manning and my man Charles Woodson from the University of Michigan. So I would have to say go blue and go HOFV.
I mean, how are you not going to pick the sports SPAC in the March Maddness? Come on, guys. Come on.
There's those twos. Oh, this one's kind of split.
Oh, this was a split. We got a split battle here, guys. Where you deciding at, guys? Where you deciding at? Let's see the last little ones here. Looks like the one's leading by about 2 votes. So we'll see if we get another 1 or 2 in the chat, and this will be the determining factor. Who's it going to be? Oh, Chris did it. Chris is the winner.
I feel like I see some people voting more than one time.
Well, guess
here.
what? I threw in the Hall of Fame there. If you guys are mad at me, let me know after on my Twitter. Well, I'll get over it. All right, guys. So next one up here, guys. Last one of the day. Before we get on out of here and Power Hour goes and knocks us out here. XL versus my favorite ticker, Free. Look, what a ticker name, Free here, guys. So XL versus Free. What are you thinking here, Chris?
Yeah, so, XL, electrification, EV play, Whole Earth, ticker Free is a sweetener play in that food industry. The better for you food looks like 1364 and shares up today. This is an interesting matchup. I think both of these could actually do well in 2021. So push 1 for XL, 2 for Free. I don't want to give my opinion until I see a couple more votes.
Yeah, man, I'm going to keep an eye on it. But I mean, Whole Earth, it really is just, this could be the Cinderella story of our bracket here, guys. Let's see what happens, guys. I'm seeing some more ones rolling through there, though. So it looks like we got some big XL fans. Looks like there's no fans of what was it? Not Citadel. What was the other one? Citron or who was it that came out on the short on the XL? Was that
Hindenburg?
Hinnen. Oh, good Lord, these short reports lately.
Well,
but hey,
new ones. There's new short companies coming out now that I've never even heard of, like Wolf something attacking skills the other day. Leave these companies alone. Let people invest if they want to. So XL would be my vote. Looks like
we got a winner. XL it is, guys. So that's gonna be it for us, guys, at least for today. So it looks like we got some winners. I'll be moving them into our final 4 bracket, guys, and kind of filling it out as we get closer and closer. We'll take more and more kind of in-depth dives into this, guys. So like always, guys, smash the like button. Hey, if you enjoyed doing this, guys, definitely let us know in the comments below, because what we're trying to do is, we bring a lot of information almost every single day within, kind of interview for you, an executive, but we also want to make it entertaining for you guys. So let us know how you enjoyed this episode of SPAC's Attack. And like always, guys, go check out Power Hour. Stay here, hit the thumbnail, go get the hype. I think there's going to be some great guests on today. So, hey, like always, guys, we'll see you next time on SPAC's Attack.